Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. Going to be showing you some moldy tapes. This is, you never know what you're getting in, typically, if you're doing this in this industry. And this is why I require as much information as possible, pictures of the tapes so I can zoom in, and honesty. Now, this particular customer, they've been completely straight up. Stuff has not been stored correctly. It's in Florida. It's hot. It's humid. These are from the early 90s, 1991. So we're talking 34 years old. Now, when I'm looking at photos, not only am I looking at this, but sometimes if the pictures of the cases are in them, you can tell like the discoloration, this browning color. This is from heat. This is just what happens to paper, cardboard, cycles of 30 plus years of, heat, humidity right here. You see this right here, that bit there, that's moisture. And inside there is all sorts of little bits and pieces of critters and, organic, non-organic material. Here we go here. Look, this is all just, funk, spiders. Sometimes get in there and lay their nests, lay their eggs. But this is mold from hydrolysis from the the binder base layer of the tape. Attracts moisture. Whether you've got them stored indoors in, what have you, it can still happen, especially given this much time going by. This one's a little younger, so to speak, 2004, still 21 years old potentially. And these speckles here usually do a little detective work, and this is coming from like drywall, like household improvement projects, when they were in the garage and, all sorts of stuff, and just over the decades and projects and so forth. But definitely this is why, I require photos of this stuff, because some people have taken amazing care of their stuff and other people haven't. And these tapes, in the best of conditions, potentially have issues, and my goal is clear picture and audio from start to finish. Also, another pro tip here: whoever you're entrusting with your home movies, if you're doing it yourself, etc., remove the record tabs. These little tabs right here stop you and or someone from recording over these tapes by hitting the wrong button. Fat fingers, people that aren't paying attention, these low skill, low wage companies that are just dominating the market and just trashing things. They're just like, oh yeah, all it takes is that. Like, oh, I'm recording this, right? No. If you put a tape in and you've removed the record tabs, and I'll show you here. Actually, no, I won't, because that's got mold on it. I don't want to mess up my player. But if this is removed, then, oh, look inside of there. Lovely. Boy, oh boy. Even inside the record tabs. This is what I'm talking about, guys. If you've taken really good care of your stuff, you go, no, these companies are going to do fantastic work. And, they're just going to, my stuff is in pristine condition. Yes, but tapes like this are going in players and then mucking up the heads, and then all of the bits and pieces that come off of them, like here, I'm just going to run my finger, like all these little particles here contribute to clogging the video heads. Look at all this stuff here. I'm constantly cleaning. All this stuff is shedding, deteriorating, and whoever is digitizing this stuff in 2025 and beyond needs to be retooling, completely restarting the business. This is a content recovery industry now, not just wouldn't it be nice to just pop it in and hit play or record or whatever it is. This industry is in a nosedive, so you've really got to do your homework, because nobody's removing record tabs. Companies are recording over home movies or transferring them poorly or not at all. So make sure you do your homework, as I say every single day, on YouTube. Oh my God, check Google Maps for reviews and check YouTube for content, making sure the person that's going to be handling your home movies is in the video, or at least they have got, paying staff a living wage to care enough. You got one copy of this stuff, so you might only get one chance to do this correctly. Some people send off their stuff and they never see it again. This is not scare tactics, this is truth. Go to maps.google.com, look up Legacy Box, look up Southtree, look up Kodak Digitizing. They're all the same company. Look at all these 1-star reviews. I did a video where Taco Bell actually had less reviews than one by me than this. Anyway, all the best. Mold, companies aren't going to touch it. You'll prepay. Check your tapes, because you'll prepay for like all this stuff ahead of time. Do not prepay, and don't give anyone a dime, okay, up front. You see an ad, they're requesting payment, first red flag, because they haven't inspected your videotapes, they haven't asked questions, and then they go, ooh, sorry, later on. And yeah, that's my advice. Don't prepay. Check Google Maps for reviews, not google.com, because it's fake ads everywhere, fake review sites. Check your video footage for mold, especially if you've kept it in the garage. You live in a hot and humid location in the world, especially in the States. Damp basements, you start to see all this mold. Sticky shed syndrome, where it just sheds and literally disintegrates. I see it all. If you would like me to have a look and see what you've got, give you a quote, gotmemories.com. I do require a clear overhead picture and truth and honesty on where this stuff has been stored. Because I don't want to give you any surprises on the back end. Okay, cheers, bye.